Narcissists love admiration, praise, and compliments. Have you ever been around someone so self-centered it seems like they only cared about themselves? They might be a narcissist. While they can be difficult, irritating, or even sometimes dangerous to deal with, if you've ever been friends or in a relationship with one, then you know this all too well. Today on Mindfully, we'll be going over 7 things narcissists hate, so that it's easier to understand and deal with them when we have to. Let's get started. Number 1. A narcissist will be afraid of commitment in relationships. They might seem unwilling to take a relationship to a more serious level, or sabotage one if it starts to become too serious for them. Narcissists hate commitment because it forces their world to include someone else. As a narcissist, it's inherently difficult to care about other people, and this takes away any motivation for them to commit. According to Psychology Today, narcissists desire romantic partners that will be seen as high status or are physically attractive, in order to make themselves look better to outsiders. They don't care about the actual relationship, just how it looks to those around them. They are much more likely to view a partner as a trophy rather than someone to build trust with. For this reason, they're afraid of commitment and hate to be in a committed relationship. All this isn't to say they'll never get married or have a serious relationship, some do, just that the character of their commitment is more likely to be aesthetic rather than a real and full connection. Often, narcissists will keep a large amount of options open for potential partners. This is so that if one starts acting in ways they don't like, they always have other options. This insulates them from ever having to change or even think about their behavior, because if they're challenged on it by one partner, they can just move on to the next, then rinse and repeat. Another reason they may keep a large amount of options is that they are more likely to view themselves as desirable, and more likely to view their current partner as undesirable. This mismatch creates an environment for the narcissist to constantly seek out options, and not consider any partner good enough. Sometimes this is known as narcissistic supply. Number 2. Self-reflection. A narcissist will hate to look back on actions they've taken, things they've said, or interactions with other people and the world in general. They are likely to avoid talking about the past, especially how they behaved in the past, and are completely unwilling to critically examine any behavior of theirs. This is because by avoiding reflection, they can repress any possible shame of how their self-centered behavior affects others. This is one reason why some narcissists can seem to never change. By avoiding and reflecting on how others around them were impacted, they prevent any personal growth from taking place. They lack the awareness to learn from their mistakes because they never consider them, and therefore stunt their emotional development. The only reflection a narcissist is likely to do is reflecting on how those around them saw them. They care the most about appearances. One interesting thing to note about the lack of self-reflection narcissists experience is that it often prevents them from seeking treatment. They're unwilling to consider that their mental state might be abnormal, and they're unable to see the glaring signs others might see. In short, narcissists usually think there's nothing wrong with them, but beyond that, they're unwilling to even consider it as a possibility. Number 3. Insults. No one likes being insulted, but narcissists take it to the extreme. Because nothing matters more than the perception of themselves by others, a direct insult will get to the very core of a narcissist's self-value. When a narcissist is insulted, they're likely to completely change in personality, as opposed to a regular person just getting more angry. Good therapy refers to this as a Jekyll and Hyde dynamic, where the anger comes exclusively through a different personality. Additionally, if a narcissist is insulted, they're very likely to be unwilling to talk it through with the person who insulted them. In most cases, they will overreact and sometimes cause an existential threat to the relationship. Generally, a narcissist reacts similarly to a regular person being insulted, but taken to the extremes. Anger becomes rage, hurt feelings become shame, a bump in the road becomes the end of the world, and withdrawal becomes complete abandonment. If you do ever happen to insult someone who you think might be a narcissist, these differences will be a telltale sign. So why do they react so strongly? Well, narcissists have grandiose views of themselves, important above all else, and those views are threatened by insults. Because of this, when they're offended, it isn't a contained incident. Their entire sense of self is threatened. Additionally, narcissists often carry around a lot of anger, and when they get offended, will use the opportunity to let that anger out. Number 4. Narcissists hate shame. We mentioned earlier how a lack of self-reflection is a way to insulate themselves against feeling shame, and this is an extension of that idea. A narcissist will react to shameful things by attempting to offload that shame onto other people, make them feel bad instead, and therefore protect themselves from those feelings. They don't do this consciously, but instead react with accusations and insults, often entirely baseless, to share the load of the shame with others, even if it's just their own. Often, narcissists will try to preemptively humiliate those around them, if they expect embarrassment in the near future. Shame is a complex issue when it comes to narcissists. Sometimes a narcissist's entire life can be built around shame consciously, and they can be hamstrung by it. Other times, shame plays little conscious role in the narcissist's life, but does impact them under the surface. A narcissist's entire life will always be built around maintaining their image. When feelings of shame threaten that, they'll do whatever they can to avoid them. Number 5. Lack of admiration. Just as narcissists fear shame, they crave admiration. Because a narcissist is so focused on their image, when that image gets complimented or looked up to, they love it. However, by the same token, if they feel they're not getting enough attention or admiration, they can start to react negatively. A narcissist needs a constant supply of admiration in order for them to feel good about themselves. Narcissists are likely to view admiration or compliments as expected, which is why the lack of them bothers the narcissist so much. If they believe they should always be admired, a lack of that admiration feels like an insult rather than just an absence. Because of this, they're likely to react like they've been insulted, and attempt to embarrass, shame, insult, or humiliate others, all because their grandiose idea of themselves wasn't being upheld. Number 6. Getting exposed. Because narcissists care so much of what others think of them, they are very likely to lie all the time, be it big or small lies. However, one thing they hate is being caught out in their lies. Nothing looks worse than being both exposed for not doing something you said you were and being exposed as a liar. Narcissists hate this situation and will try everything they can to avoid it. As a narcissist gets older, they learn how to lie more effectively. As a result, it's much more unlikely to expose an adult narcissist for a lie, because they've had the practice necessary to not get caught. Children, on the other hand, lack the experience to not get caught, but still have the impulse to lie, which is why they get exposed more often. Number 7. Feeling gratitude. Narcissists hate feeling gratitude because it makes them feel like they're not as good as someone else. They want to feel like they are owed something by other people, and feeling gratitude is the opposite of that. This is because narcissists operate on a different social system than most people, where every interaction was counted, and a barter system is used to determine how socially indebted people should feel towards each other. When a narcissist feels gratitude, they might act in unexpected or contradictory ways to how you'd think. When given a gift, for example, a narcissist might be accusatory, asking why, or put you down for no reason, because they're trying to bring you down to their perceived level. Generally, narcissists care so much about their status over others that even feeling gratitude towards someone else is not acceptable. Are there any important signs you think I missed today? Please let me know in the comments. If you know a narcissist in your life and there's some of these telltale signs you see in them, let me know in the comments as well. Thanks for watching today, guys. Subscribe to Mindfully for more psychology content. We'll see you next time.